hit Kanye West with something nobody saw coming, a disturbing video that might just put Ye in a whole different kind of spotlight. Yeah, we're talking freak-off footage, and the rumors swirling around this tape make you wonder if Kanye's been hiding even darker secrets than Diddy himself. Now, you know Kanye's been throwing shade at Diddy for a minute, but here's the craziest part. Diddy might have had Kanye on camera at one of his infamous parties, and what went down in those freak-offs is way worse than what anyone expected. So let's dive in and unpack this insane situation, because trust me, it's about to get even messier than you think.
Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way.
We've got some new reports on the man Kanye West. Also, I just walked through a storm, if you couldn't tell, so ignore that in my hair. He's being sued for harassment by his ex-assistant.
Kanye's former assistant, Lauren Pisciata, just dropped some major tea, accusing Kanye of drugging and assaulting her during a studio session that Diddy co-hosted. It wasn't until years later that Pisciata even realized what happened, after Kanye himself let it slip, laughing about how they had hooked up that night. Yeah, you heard that right. Kanye handed her a drink that was allegedly laced with something, and after just a few sips, she was done for the night. This is where it gets crazy. Kanye even laughed about it later like it was no big deal. Pisciata's lawsuit is still moving forward, and Kanye's legal team is talking about filing a countersuit. But with all the accusations coming out against him, it's hard to know what's real anymore. Kanye's reputation is hanging by a thread, and if these lawsuits go through, it could be game over for Ye. On top of that, Kanye's facing a whole bunch of other lawsuits. He's got former employees accusing him of discrimination and harassment. And there's even a case involving his private Christian school, Donda Academy. It's like every day, there's a new story about Kanye doing something crazy. It's crazy to think about how Kanye's been throwing dirt on Diddy's name, acting like he's better than him, while his own dark side is getting exposed. Kanye and Diddy were tight for a while. Kanye was even at Diddy's 50th birthday party. But now that things are falling apart, Kanye's out here trying to point fingers. It's almost like he's projecting his own mess onto Diddy. Let's not forget, Diddy's legal issues are all over the place right now, with accusations of ST, racketeering, and much more. And now Kanye is facing his own set of serious accusations. It's like both of them were running in the same shady circles, doing dirt behind closed doors. As you know, Nikki Heaton, a singer-songwriter who blew up on YouTube, recently came forward with her own disturbing claims about both Kanye and Diddy. In a shocking Instagram live session in June 2024, she accused Kanye and Diddy of attempting to assault her when she was just 19 years old. Yeah, you heard that right, both of them.
I'm like, you guys stop, like stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And I'm like almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me, and
according to Heaton, she was invited to a recording session with Kanye and Diddy not long after her song Bad Intentions blew up. She described walking into the studio and immediately feeling off because Kanye and Diddy were completely up, drunk, and likely on something else. She could feel their eyes on her, and that's when she knew things were about to go left. Heaton said they pressured her into drinking something, but she faked it, sensing that the drink wasn't safe. The situation escalated when the other women in the studio left, and she was suddenly alone with Kanye, Diddy, and a few others. That's when they allegedly started telling her to take off her clothes, claiming it was too hot in the studio. When she refused, they got physical, tearing her shirt and leaving her terrified. The worst part? She said she looked to another man in the room for help, only to see him turn away like nothing was happening. That's when she knew she was completely on her own. Thankfully, she managed to escape by lunging for the door, causing Kanye and Diddy to lose their balance long enough for her to get out. She hid in another studio until her manager came back and helped her leave.
He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like if I reached and he reached too, like we could touch, like he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like step in, like this isn't cool, like you're a grown man, like you're like 50 years old, I know you have a family, like you know this isn't right, like do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live,
Now, this is where it gets even more twisted. As you know, Diddy's infamous parties have been under federal investigation for a while, and the feds recently revealed that Diddy had secret cameras set up, recording everything that went down. He allegedly sold these tapes on the dark web, creating an even bigger mess for himself. And the kicker? Kanye attended some of those parties. So, if Diddy was recording everything, there's a good chance Kanye was caught on tape doing some things he doesn't want the world to see. No wonder Kanye's been calling Diddy a fed. It's starting to look like Kanye might have been worried about what Diddy could have on him.
Because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, fed.
What's even more disturbing is how both Kanye and Diddy have used their power to manipulate young women. Nikki Heaton was only 19 when her alleged encounter with Kanye and Diddy happened, and Lauren Pisciata wasn't much older when she started working for Kanye. These are women who were just starting their careers, trying to make it in the industry, only to be taken advantage of by two of the biggest names in music. And speaking of control, have you noticed what's been happening with Kanye's new wife, Bianca Censori? People have been raising concerns about how Kanye's been dressing her in more and more provocative outfits, almost like he's using her to keep himself in the spotlight. It's giving real controlling vibes, similar to how Diddy allegedly treated the women at his parties. Censori's friends and family are worried, saying that Kanye's manipulating her just like he did with his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. It's almost like Kanye's repeating the same pattern, but this time it's even more blatant. Bianca might think she's in control, but from the outside, it looks like Kanye's the one pulling the strings. And get this, word on the street is that Kanye's been hiring private investigators to follow people in his life, including his current wife, Bianca Censori. Yeah, you heard that right. Kanye allegedly had people tailing her without her knowledge. And that's just one example of his controlling behavior. Let's talk about one of the messiest connections in this whole story, Ray J, Kanye West, and Kim Kardashian. As you know, back in the day, Ray J and Kim Kardashian's relationship went super public when their X-rated tape hit the internet. That tape, to this day, is one of the most infamous moments in pop culture history. The tape blew up, and it not only put Kim on the map, but also made Ray J a household name in a different kind of way. This tape has been a dark cloud hanging over both of them for years. Now, fast forward a few years, and Kanye West, of all people, ends up marrying Kim Kardashian. Yeah, the same Kim from the Ray J tape. It was wild to see how Kanye stepped in, knowing all the history, but he was clearly all in. Recently, Ray J defended Diddy. He's innocent until proven guilty. But Ray J also hinted that Diddy's arrest could lead to a domino effect in the industry, exposing a bunch of powerful people who've been involved in similar shady stuff. And you know, Kanye's name has to be somewhere in that mix. Ray J mentioned that there are other high-profile figures who could get caught up in this, and it wouldn't be surprising if Kanye ends up being one of them. After all, he's been right there with Diddy at those infamous parties, and his behavior is looking more and more like Diddy's every day. Let's not forget about Kanye's wild past either. During an interview, Kanye admitted that he tried to set up a threesome with Amber Rose and Nicki Minaj. He even asked Safari, who was dating Nicki at the time, if she'd be down. Safari confirmed the story, and it just adds to the mess that Kanye's wrapped up in.
You know what's so messed up is like, he didn't really know they was together. So he's down doing Dark Fantasy and he in the studio. I'm just thinking he bitch. I'm like, yo, Safari, you think Nicki will let me and Amber hit like what she said? This her man. Like, you gotta make.
It's clear that Kanye's been living wild for years, and now it's all catching up to him. He might have thought he could keep all these skeletons hidden, but it looks like the truth is finally coming to light. Sources claim that Kanye might be trying to lay low out in Tokyo. Word on the street is, he's making moves to leave the US behind and settle in Japan, all while distancing himself from the heat. Recently, Kanye's been spotted in Tokyo solo, without his wife Bianca Censori, which raised a lot of eyebrows. The two were last seen together on September 20th, shopping in Japan's capital. But now, rumors are flying that they've split up, with Bianca flying back to her hometown in Melbourne. And Kanye, he's apparently telling folks he's staying in Tokyo for the long haul. Now, you gotta wonder why Kanye's choosing now to pack up and head to Japan. Some people think it's no coincidence that he's dipping out at the same time his name is getting dragged into the mess with Diddy. As you can imagine, the news about Kanye West's disturbing behavior and his connections to Diddy's parties has sent the internet into a frenzy. Fans are split, some are calling Kanye out, while others are still riding hard for him, defending his every move. One fan didn't hold back at all, saying everybody's shocked at Kanye as if he isn't the most sadistic, anti-Semitic, abusive clown on planet Earth. Not shocked in the slightest. If anything, I'm shocked it took this long. It's clear this person wasn't surprised at all by the allegations, and honestly, they're not alone. Another user jumped in with a wild theory claiming, I think Kanye West is currently in Japan, so I was thinking that he is staying there because he don't want to go to prison in the US, and his wife Bianca Censori should get arrested on similar charges as Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, this one's definitely out there, but it shows just how deep the speculation runs. People are connecting dots all over the place, wondering if Kanye's trying to lay low to avoid the heat that's coming his way. But let's not forget, Kanye still has a lot of people standing by his side, defending him through all this. One fan wrote, "The Kanye accusation isn't even true. Kanye has been a target unfairly for years. I know this story. He didn't do what this woman is saying he did." There are plenty of people out there who believe Kanye is just being targeted unfairly, and they're quick to point out how he's been in the crosshairs of controversy for years. Y'all will never believe the insane details that just got leaked about Kanye West and his boo thang, Bianca Censori. Kanye and Bianca's marriage has been getting the stink eye from fans for a long time, but nobody could have guessed how messy things were behind the scenes. Their seemingly perfect relationship fell apart and took a sharp turn a couple of days ago when Bianca was named in a disturbing lawsuit against Kanye. The lawsuit alleged that Kanye exposed his employees to inappropriate content. Bianca was also accused of engaging in inappropriate and creepy behavior around and now she's facing serious backlash for it, with fans dragging her for being a creep. Well, you can bet that Kim Kardashian isn't letting this slide. Word on the streets is that she is about to start a custody battle against Kanye and Bianca and is determined to get full and sole custody of North. Chili, y'all better get sat for this because Kim and Kanye are about to get messy again. Alright, so Kanye's always been known for his quirky antics, but his marriage to Bianca? Total plot twist. Just when we thought he was laying low after nearly getting canceled, he reappears out of nowhere with a new wife, Bianca Censori. That was a major shocker because nobody could have seen this coming. He was spotted around town and he had a ring on his ring finger, and sources claimed that Kanye secretly sealed the deal with Bianca in a hush-hush ceremony. Even his ex-wife, Kim, was caught totally off guard, and she wasted no time throwing some serious shade at Kanye on her Instagram stories. She wrote, "I'm really in my quiet girl era. I don't have much to say, just much to do." She also said, "Just remember, the black sheep usually turns into the goat. Keep doing you. And people who want to see you win will help you win. Remember that." According to a source, Kim and the Kardashians were completely in the dark about Kanye's new romance. The family was reportedly stunned when news of the marriage broke. The source said, "The family isn't taking this as a marriage yet. They don't know what it is. They aren't sure if it is a PR stunt. They are waiting to see if he files for papers. They are nervous because if it's real, she would be in the children's lives." Initially, reports suggested that Kanye and Bianca's marriage was perfect, with their connection appearing stronger than Kanye's previous relationship with Kim. A source said, "Kanye West's new wife, Bianca Censori, runs the show, including his daily schedule, and deals with all of his business affairs." Another insider spoke to Us Weekly and said, "Things couldn't be better for Kanye and Bianca, and they're doing amazing. Kanye feels like he finally met someone who truly gets him and loves him for the person he is. Bianca compliments Kanye on so many levels, and he appreciates and respects her opinions. She really keeps him grounded, and he's feeling better than ever." However, it didn't take long for fans to sense that something fishy was going on in their marriage, and it turned out to be as bizarre as it gets. Not only did the Kardashians discover the relationship via social media, but Bianca's friends and family also found out the same way, that Bianca had tied the knot with Kanye. This revelation had people side-eyeing Kanye a big time. Now, different sources have tried to defend Kanye's decision to make things secret, saying, "He has been a megastar for 2 decades and counting, and his first marriage was to someone who lives almost full-time in front of a camera." Bianca and Ye have a totally different vibe. They are very private, very affectionate, and totally devoted to each other. I think they both enjoy carving out time that's just for them. But soon enough, fans began to notice just how bizarre the marriage was becoming. Kanye seemed to be styling Bianca like a character straight out of an adult film. Before meeting Kanye, Bianca used to dress in a more typical fashion, but since their marriage, her wardrobe has taken a complete 180. I'm not sure what to make of her current style, but it's definitely out there to say the least. For a while, many felt like she was Kanye's victim, believing he was mistreating her and pushing her into things she didn't want to do. One of her friends spoke to the Daily Mail, saying, "Bianca is stuck and her friends are trying to save her, but no one can because of the blockades Kanye has put up around her. Everyone is extremely concerned. This isn't who she is. She is an incredibly outspoken and lively person who is never one to keep her mouth shut." It turns out she's not allowed to speak publicly without Kanye's approval, which explains her apparent reluctance to talk in that viral video.
Here's the sale. I suppose it's a pair of shorts I wanted to see.
Yeah, can I get your number?
I'm married.
For real? Oh, damn.
In that video, she came across as genuinely sweet, and fans sympathized with her because many believed she was being coerced into a role that wasn't true to herself. The situation escalated when news sources alleged Kanye's controlling behavior was even worse than initially thought. The source said, Kanye has a set of rules for Bianca, which includes never speak and wear what he wants her to wear. The source also added, she is also required to eat certain food items and to work out even though Kanye doesn't work out. He has been able to control Sensori completely because he allegedly convinced her that they're royal. She has no mind of her own anymore. Reportedly, her family and friends attempted to stage an intervention, but it didn't go well. She believed her friends were just jealous of her celebrity marriage and didn't have her best interests at heart. An insider said, a few of her friends were finally able to reach her, but she wasn't interested in talking, nor was she interested in anyone's concerns for her. Despite all the drama, Bianca and Kanye appeared to be solidifying their bond. They spent increasing amounts of time with Kanye's children, particularly his eldest daughter, North. Insiders reported that North has taken a liking to Bianca, and it seems the feeling is mutual. They have been spotted holding hands on the street, and a source reveals that North thinks that Bianca is super cool. This made Kim super upset, and the insider claimed that Kim thinks Bianca is getting too close to her daughter, and she is definitely jealous of the new woman in West's life. It's already a nightmare co-parenting with Kanye. This is just another wrench. Not long after, she gave an interview alleging that Kanye was making co-parenting challenging, criticizing him for not being actively involved as a father to their 4 children.
You know, it's hard. It is like co-parenting. It's really hard, you know? And like,
you're not co-parenting with just anyone.
Yeah.
For the quietest, easiest.
But I had the best dad, and I had the best memories and the greatest experience. And that's all I want for my kids. As long as they can have that, that's what I would want for them.
She also